When the lawyer read my grandfather's will, the whole room went silent and every head turned toward me. I didn't understand why. Growing up, I always knew I wasn't my grandfather's favorite. He never said it outright, but you could feel it. My cousins got taken on fishing trips and slipped $20 bills. I got a nod across the room. At family dinners, he'd brag about everyone else's grades and jobs, then look at me like he'd forgotten my name. I never figured out what I'd done. I just decided some people don't warm to you and left it there. When he died, I nearly skipped the reading of the will. My dad guilted me into going. The lawyer went through the assets, the lake house to my uncle, the savings split among the grandkids, the truck to my cousin. Then he mentioned the watch. Everyone in the room straightened up. My grandfather's watch was a family legend, an old military piece he wore every single day and never let anyone touch. My aunt had asked to borrow it for years. My cousin had offered to buy it outright. He'd always said it would go to the right person. The lawyer looked directly at me. To Caleb, I leave my wristwatch. He's the only one who'll understand what it means. Every head turned to me. My aunt's face flushed. My dad looked baffled. I just sat there with no idea what was happening. The second we hit the parking lot, my aunt caught my sleeve. "You need to let us see that watch. It should stay in the family. The whole family." I told her I didn't even know why he left it to me. She didn't care. My cousin cornered me and said it wasn't right, that a man's watch should go to a grandson who actually knew him. My dad said maybe I should just let everyone take turns with it. For 3 days, my phone didn't stop. Everyone had an opinion. Everyone thought I owed them something, and I hadn't even really looked at the watch. It sat on my dresser, still in its velvet box, while my family unraveled. My aunt called me greedy. My uncle said the old man must have been muddled at the end. My dad kept saying, "Just show them so we can all move past it." On the 4th night, I finally sat down at my table, took the watch out, and turned it over. I expected an engraving, maybe a date. There was a folded square of paper tucked under the band, worn soft, my grandfather's handwriting, tiny to fit the space, then continuing onto a second sheet behind it. It started, "Caleb, if you have this, I'm gone, and I can finally tell you the thing I could never say out loud." A chill ran through me. He wrote about my grandmother, how everyone remembers her as a gentle woman who died young in a house fire, how the family still calls it the great tragedy of his life. Then he wrote, "What no one knows is that the fire wasn't an accident, and I let it happen." I stopped breathing. He confessed all of it. My grandmother, behind closed doors, had been cruel to him for years in ways no one saw, controlling, frightening, isolating him from everyone. One night there was a fire in the back of the house, and he was the only one awake, and he stood in the yard and did not go back in, and did not call for help until it was far too late. He'd carried it for 40 years. Then he wrote, "But you already know, Caleb, you were there." My whole body went cold. I was 5 when she died. I've never remembered much from back then, but suddenly a memory surfaced that I'd buried for decades. Standing at the top of the stairs in my pajamas, smoke in the hall, my grandfather in the yard below not moving, and him seeing me in the window afterward, gripping my shoulders, telling me to forget what I saw and never say a word. He didn't keep me at arm's length because he didn't love me. He kept me close enough to watch, far enough that no one would ever connect the quiet grandson to the thing he was hiding. I wasn't the least favorite, I was the only witness, and he'd spent 40 years making sure I never remembered why. My aunt called the next morning to ask if I was finally ready to pass the watch around. I told her he hadn't left me a watch. He'd left me something I could never give back. I put the letter through the shredder that night, and the watch in a drawer I don't open. Some things a family is better off remembering the way they always have.